Let the vocals out, now you witnessing a survivor speak. I done messed around and went viral right from my driver's seat. Just like what the industry was containing. I'd rather make a difference instead of hating, complaining. So let me park the whip, it don't matter, rapper or model chick, singer or comedian, perfect. Let's park in politics. Hey, let's park in politics. Welcome to the pullover, let's park in politics. This the pullover, let's park in politics. I say this the pullover, let's park in politics.
Parking and politicking tonight on a Wednesday. It just feels that this week is going so slow, man. So damn slow. Hey, Tamara. See, I got it right.
Nope.
Right?
Nope.
Hold on. Give me a minute. Tamara.
There you go.
You go. You say don't call you Tam. Don't call you. You want me to hit all syllables of your name.
You really need to, because I don't like the Tamara, the Tamara, the Tamira. I don't even know how you get Tamira out of that. That is Tamara. 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 Right.
Tamara. That's.
And I'm not Tamara.
Like I said before, man. I beat your name up.
You and others. So
I beat
that's
it up.
fine.
I beat it up like a Muhammad Ali fight. You know what I'm saying? When I hear that bell right there, Tamara, boom, boom, to what? Boom, 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 to that, boom. Yeah. So you're I haven't I'm not finished with my intro, but I'm gonna have to play this because you're from Georgia.
Georgia.
Now being that you're the OG from Georgia, brother man gotta watch who he comes across down in Georgia, though.
Okay, why is that?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Walk up to a female and, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Woo, okay.
Georgia is definitely a mixed bag of people. So yeah, you do have to watch a whole lot of stuff. So,
No, but
beware.
But there's some beautiful females down in Georgia too. I gotta give it to y'all. Y'all got some. You got some beautiful females down there too. I'm just saying.
There's some nice looking sisters here. I will say that.
I watch T.I. videos. You know what I'm saying? I watch
okay.
Them. I watch them. I've been down to Magic City. I know what's up. I know what's up.
You've been to Magic.
Yeah, right across. Ain't it across the street from the Greyhound, right?
Absolutely, and on the side of the Greyhound is Fulton County Jail. Yep, there you go.
Oh, I wasn't looking for the jail. I was not looking for the jail, mama.
And then Garnett train station. So you got it all right there.
I was not looking for the jail, mama. No. But yeah, I'll step over at Magic City. My man say, hold on, what my man Jeezy say? He look it all up in Magic and then burn it all at Magic. Shit. I'm not looking for the. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Lockoutmen podcast show, where we park in politics with all our guests tonight. I'm your host, Lockoutmen, and in today's guest, it is Tamara Spivey. You see, I had to turn that around and say Tamara. And of course you're from Georgia. You know what I'm saying? You are a lady truck driver. You've been in the game. You know what? Check this out, Tamara. Check this out.
Okay.
Since I started this podcast, this style of of my YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
Before I used to do the vlogging. I
Mm-hmm.
vlogged a lot. I did, wake up in the morning, vlog, go to sleep, vlog. You know, in the beginning of my career as a truck driver, I was saying to myself that I want to chronicle everything that I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
So me being the truck driver and a
Mm-hmm.
gambler,
Mm-hmm.
I said that I wanted to go to all of the casinos that I hid in different cities, right?
Okay.
Well, I chronicled in the first part of my YouTube, I kind of chronicled all of that. I was down in Louisiana. I had the pleasure of playing at Cashada, um, Hollywood. I had the pleasure of playing when I was in California. I had the pleasure of playing at the Bike. I had the pleasure of playing at Hustler Casino. What
Mm-hmm.
about you? When you got into trucking back in the day, what was it that you wanted? Was other than trucking, what else you wanted to do? What was some of the stuff you wanted to visit that trucking helped you out with?
I'm being very honest with you right now. Uh, I am a person that just kind of sort of came from hanging around here in Georgia and in the city limits of Atlanta, and that was kind of sort of it. So, but the one thing that I wasn't a that I had not been a part of was a part of that world of hustling, and the only thing that was on my mind was getting to the money. That was it. Um,
Okay.
Running up and down the road and just getting the money, stopping and doing what I had to do. I stopped. I did a few things. I might have walked around a mall or something, but at the end of the day, back then, those things weren't really important to me. But now, I would have loved to have seen the Grand Canyon. I've been to Vegas several times, actually taking off time there and stuff like that. But I would like to visit a lot of the national parks. I would like to do a lot of the more of the nature type of stuff outside. That's what I would like to do. Things that are peaceful. I don't, whether we were in COVID or not, the casinos and things like that, they don't turn me on. And shopping now, I'm a female. I'm a female's female. So let me get to the shoes. I need to, I
Mm,
need to, I need to find the
you
shoes.
see, you gotta find
And,
some shoes when you
and,
go.
and right, and I'm a sneakerhead, so let me get some Air Max 90s that have never been over here on this side of the country. That's kind of sort of my thing. But outside of that, to be honest with you, I'm kind of sort of boring.
Mm, okay. Well, see, like I said, casinos didn't have to be, your thing. It was pretty much my thing, and I never, ever had the pleasure of being in Vegas, even though
Mm,
I'm trying. I am trying. Lord knows, I am
really,
trying here. You know,
Vegas,
I've
Vegas is
been.
an interesting place.
I know. From what I understand, you walk up and down the street, you get hit with that. You
Uh,
get hit with that chronic smoking. You be like,
oh, yeah, right there at Caesar's Palace. you
exactly.
can be, you can be in the lobby and it will hit you dead in the face.
Wow. So I
Yep.
guess I guess medicinal. What is it? What we call it? Medicinal marijuana
Yes.
is go down there.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Las Vegas
Mhm.
legalized drugs, legalized prostitution,
Mhm.
legalized gambling. What
Mhm.
what what else Las Vegas attracts, man?
I don't know, other than just everybody you want to go and have a good time. That's why that's always the weekend destination for a lot of people. Because I
Wow.
mean, you can go up there and as they say, you can turn up. So Vegas.
Wow.
And I mean, I was I'm again I'm it's nothing that I've never seen. Like there's nothing I've never seen. But the one thing that was so crazy to me, we were standing up on the platform getting ready to get on the Google train, And
Okay.
yeah, they have a little Google train. And these girls, they were standing up on the platform and they were just smoking. And I was like,
Y'all do
what?
this here?
It's like that. I was like, what?
But you know what? My
Wow.
man, you know what? My G, Highway
Mhm,
Kurt, what's going on,
mhm.
my G? 216 in the house, Cleveland native. He migrated down to Vegas.
Okay.
And it was like it was like, me and him was we was Facebook friends, but then we became Instagram friends and all
Mm.
like that. And all of a sudden, I noticed the next picture I seen, he's at the Cheesecake Factory in Las Vegas. And
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm like, bro, you in Las Vegas? He was like, yeah, I moved down to Las Vegas. I was like,
Mhm.
what? My thing is this with Las Vegas. What other careers other than gambling is in Las Vegas though?
Well, I mean, it's they seem to have a up and down real estate market out there. But the last time, and I haven't been to Vegas in a while now, but the last time I was out there, I mean, I'll go back to my Swift days, how the very first time I ever went out there, well, that's not the very first time, but as a solo driver going out there, compared to what it looked like 3 years ago, Vegas has grown. That desert has expanded so much. So
Mm,
there is something else outside of gambling. I want to say there has to be something that has to do with construction,
mhm,
building. There's definitely a lot of us out there. There's a lot of trucking out there, but
mhm.
it's not the producer of anything. They don't really produce anything, so you're bringing in more, and then you're migrating down to California to get from that side of the country to go back east. So
Okay.
I don't know. um, I remember the Lyft driver was telling me, I think he said he came out from New York, but
Mhm,
he was in, I think he was in the finance, into finances or something like that, and whatever it was that he was doing, the that went kind of south. So then he said to supplement his income, he went into driving a Lyft. But evidently, the Lyft was doing pretty good because of where he said he started out in a very small home. It eventually grew into a bigger home, and he just did that just on the side. So I don't
Well,
know exactly what they produce out there, but it's booming out there.
Lyft,
Mhm,
Lyft and Uber,
mhm,
especially up in the Northeast, especially in the New York area where the taxi cabs had a stronghold on public transportation up there.
right.
I can remember my estranged wife going to New York, and the taxi cab took her down to, I think she was in Manhattan, but they went down to Coney Island, I think. And
Mhm,
then the cabs didn't want to take her back. Like, no, we're not going to Manhattan. Wait a minute, you brought me down here though. I'm not going to Manhattan. And it been such a stronghold that when Uber and Lyft came into play,
mhm.
it just tore a whole new asshole in the
Right,
transport thing.
right,
So
right.
it's like it's migrating out there in Las Vegas as well. Uber
Oh,
and
it's
Lyft,
strong out
big.
there.
Yeah, it should be because of all of
Mhm,
the tourists and everything.
mhm, mhm, mhm. Yeah,
So your Lyft driver, what was it? Female, male,
it was a
foreign,
male. He was a male,
foreign guy?
and he was foreign. I really don't remember what the nationality was, but he was definitely foreign.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Mhm.
Welcome everybody to the Lockout Men podcast show. I appreciate you guys being here. Make sure y'all hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? Highway Kurt is in the building. Teddy the Trucker, Shape World, Highway Kurt says 2.6 million people live here now.
Wow.
That's a lot of people, bro.
That's a lot of people.
Man. So Tamara. Nope. Tamara.
There you go.
There you go. Before trucking, man, what would you doing before trucking?
Before trucking, I worked with people with disabilities. I was what you called a group home manager here in Georgia. So I supervised 3 group homes with about maybe 10, 20, 30, maybe about 30 people that worked up under me. So that is what I did.
Okay. Was that your only career, or was that your
Well,
only?
that had grew from me being what most of us have been. That grew from me being a nurse's aide. I started out as a nurse's aide, and from a nurse's aide, I went from there. Nurse's aide, I went into hospice care. From hospice care, I went into working with a psychologist who did the electrical shock treatments on people, and then from there, I went over to working with people with disabilities.
Electrical shock, is that a thing?
It's actually a thing.
I
It's
mean, I
called. You can Google it. It's called an ECT treatment.
okay. So
Mhm.
why would a person need electrical shock therapy?
There are some people that have had some traumas that sometimes psychosis can't even bring them out of it. And I've seen people where I want to say that things might have been so bad, and once they had that ECT, it was as if they were a totally different person. I used to see this one lady who used to come in like she was just in shock all of the time. But once she had that ECT treatment, she'd come out, she'd get herself together, and it was like nothing had ever happened to her.
So how? Wow. So walk me through it. Like,
Mhm.
is it on the it y'all put some stickers on the forehead or
Right.
on
Yeah.
the wrists, on
It's on
arms?
the yep, all that. It's on the temples, it's on the top of the head, it's on the chest and everything because they're reading all your heart functions, your brain functions, all that type of stuff. And is I don't know what that current is that they're
Using.
administering you, but it's not enough to kill you or anything like that. But from whatever it is, they would explain that it just helps to balance the mind out again.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's wow.
Hmm.
I mean, I heard of that, but
Yep.
I didn't think it was a thing. Like
Oh, it's a thing.
like
Yep.
so you so you rocked out in hospice care.
Mhm.
For people that don't know what hospice is, that's like the last leg of a person's journey type deal.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
To
Yep.
get to comfort them for
Yeah.
what's to come.
Yep. Just it's like you just said, it's the last leg. I mean, it's a stage in life um to make a person comfortable. It's I mean, it's hard to explain sometimes, but it's not. When a person finds out that they're, say, like a stage 3 cancer going into a stage 4, and there's no coming back from it, and it's progressive, it's getting worse, and at that point, you begin to make decisions with your life. Whether or not you're going to continue on with chemo, or you just going to live life until it's over. So it was all about making people comfortable and still having that quality of life. I didn't work for a huge hospice center here. I worked for a very small hospice center um, that gave you a home setting that made everybody comfortable once they came in. It wasn't this dark, gloomy place. No, because again, if you were told today that you only had a month or two to live, I mean, There are some people who will just go and sit in a room and don't want to be bothered. There are people who still want to be able to have some type of quality of life. And so that's what we were giving them. We were giving them a quality of life. So there were people that could still get up and walk and do things and want to have conversations. I was just telling a girlfriend of mine not too long ago about this guy that was there, and he was diagnosed with HIV. And I'm the type of person, if you talk to me, I talk to you. But in that setting, I'm going to talk to you. I talk to people. So I was in his room helping him out with a couple of things, and we was just talking, and he looked at me and he said, I didn't think you would talk to me. And I said, why is that? He said, he kind of put his head down. He said, because I have HIV, I'm dying. And I said, what does that got to do with anything? I said, you're a human, I'm a human, we can talk. And from that point on, we just always talked. And so I guess we kind of sort of became buddies. So he said to me, he said, I want you to do me a favor. And I said, what's that? He said, if I could just smoke one last time. So, I mean, he's human. I
You
was
get
human, and I granted that wish. Cause why not? Why not?
now, I understand now. We got commercials with
Hmm.
people surviving HIV. I mean,
Sure. Now,
his
yes.
his his was at a stage that it wasn't curable.
Well, back then, that was 90. Wow. I want to say that was probably about 95.
Wow.
So that
Yeah,
was a
back then,
that
yeah,
was
back then
a
they didn't have they
long time ago. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
back
So
then they didn't have the medicine or the
mm-mm,
treatment that they got now. That
mm-mm.
actually people is actually living life. Look at motherfucking Magic Johnson. Some people
Absolutely.
some people still don't believe that motherfucker got HIV.
Well, the thing about magic, though, that a lot of people don't have is that magic got money. So whatever that was available back then,
Mm,
that's now probably available now, he was probably already getting. I mean, I'm just speculating because I don't know anything about his life, but I'm just saying.
there you go. There you go.
Hmm.
All right. So, well, hospice, being a nurse but you was a nurse, right? Like
A
type of
nurse's aide.
nurse's
Mm-mm,
aide.
nurse's aide. Hmm.
Um, being in that type of environment,
Hmm.
and you made friends. How do you don't you feel some kind of way after you just made a friend, and then you come back the next day he's gone? How did that?
It it
How
was
did
it
that?
was it was hard, but I'm gonna just kind of clue you in on something. I lost my mother when I was really young. Um, I want to say I was 4 going on 5. My sister had not yet reached her first birthday. That's how young I was. So
Okay.
even at my age now, I'm 46, and I never forget, and I was very, very young, but I'll never forget how my mother died of breast cancer. I'll never forget how her health declined, and it declined rapidly. Um, from what I understand, she was told that she had cancer when she found out she was pregnant with my sister. And it was just like that. She went through the chemotherapy and all that stuff, still pregnant with my sister. Um, and it's like after she had my sister, it's like just her health just declined. So I remember that. I remember all that stuff. I remember all the way up to the last time she spoke to me. So I understood it from a very young age. So when I decided to start doing it um, for a living, I'm a person that I made peace, and I'm at peace now. It was easy for me, and that's the thing. You got to be at peace with a lot of things in life, because at some point, at some time, at some hour, and some minute in a day, we are not going to be here anymore. So that's where I stand on that. So it wasn't hard to go in and work with strangers, but again, I understood too that people also needed to be respected, and they needed to be treated with dignity.
All right, all right. So, being a nurse's aide and working around people and all like that,
Hmm.
why did you seek a career as a truck driver? Like, what brought you into that field?
I don't know. I'm one again. I can go from high to low sometimes. Just I'm not gonna say I'm a thrill seeker because, like I said earlier, I can be a little boring. But it's almost like okay, it's time to do something else. What else do I want to do? And at that time, I knew how expensive it was to really go back to school and seek an RN because I had been on my own since I had been 17 years old, and I've done very well for myself. I've done very well. Never been homeless a day in my life, but I know that trying to go back to school and the age thing at that time didn't have anything to do with it. It was just definitely going to put a strain on my finances with trying to go back to school and afford it and try to go to work and do all that at one time. So I don't know. One day I was on 285, as a matter of fact, coming back around by the petrol on my way to work. I happened to look up in the truck and there was a lady sitting in a US Express truck. And I said, yep. And there you have it. I'm about to go for it. And that's exactly what I did.
You saw a lady in a U.S. Express truck, and then 20 years later, you still out here doing the damn thing.
Absolutely. Yep.
G in the game. 20 years in the game. Tamara. No, Tamara.
There you go.
That's Myra. 20 years in the game you started back in the day. Throughout
Mhm.
the 20 years, what are some of the good and some of the bad that you've seen in this industry?
Mm. Well, the good is that I've seen and I'm seeing a lot of women out here now. Back
Yes.
then, it was a needle in the haystack. I'm gonna say for black women, you wouldn't see that many black women out here then. You would see white women. That it was what it was with that, but with us there weren't a whole lot of us. So that's the good in it. I'm happy to see the sisters out here, doing the doggone thing. um the bad is for me now, it's traffic. I hate traffic. Even though this is what I do for a living. That's really the bad for me. But um you said the good, the bad, and the ugly. The
Oh,
ugly is that the ugly is that what I don't like, and this is me. What I don't like is that how a lot of people refuse to go through the process. And for those who have spoke to me, that's a big thing for me. Not wanting to go through the process and want to get it and do it just because you saw somebody else getting it and doing it and they really doing the damn thing. And a lot of people don't want to go through the process with learning it, but you just got to get it because it's available to you. And I really hate that because everybody is not meant to be a chief. We also got to have Indians too.
mm,
So I mean, that's me. Um, I'll even kind of go back and talk about a young lady you had on recently. I didn't catch her name, but it's something that she said that kind of resonated with me, and I understood where she was coming from. She said that she didn't think that people, and please correct me if I'm wrong, she said that she didn't think that people should be truck drivers if they're
oh,
just driving the automatic
oh,
truck.
hold on, hold
And
on. I got that for you. Hold on for a
okay.
second. Hold on.
Okay.
That's my girl. That is about the best.
Hmm.
Uh, that is about the hold on right quick. Give me a second to bring it up for you. Here we go. There we
Let
go.
me just stop what you're saying. I think driver automatic allow people who shouldn't be truckers to be truckers. That's what I believe. That's what I truly believe. A lot of people, I feel like this. If you can drive an automatic, you should be required to know how to drive a manual. Because these people getting in automatics and they don't know what the fuck they doing. They don't. They're trying to drive it like a car, and you cannot do that. So, with all of that being said, I think that automatics allow people, automatics allow anybody to be truckers.
Thoughts on that?
I appreciate her energy. I appreciate everything that she said because I appreciate the same. I look at it the same way. Again, when I was in school, and I went to a school called Georgia Driving Academy. It's still in existence. It's in Conyers, Georgia. And I'll never forget when they were coming in. We used to have recruiters come into the school. So now I don't know what they do now, but we used to have recruiters come into the school. So U.S. Express was one of the first people that came in there. And it was interesting how they got all of us women, they gathered all of us up and took us into this room. So I'm like, okay, what's going on with this? So this lady from U.S. Express, she walking around, she putting pamphlets down in front of us, blah, 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 blah. So she's going, I just think that U.S. Express is a great opportunity for women, is easier, blah, 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 blah. So I was like, why is it easier? She said, well, you don't have to worry about shifting gears. I said, well, hold up. Because again, I'm paying for this out of my pocket. I didn't get
Exactly.
a grant or anything. I said I came to drive. And so all the other women turned around and looked at me like, but it's automatic. Yeah, I said, no, I don't want to drive an automatic. That's not what I want to do. I don't even want to know about an automatic. I said I came to shift gears. I said because that's trucking to me. That's what I want to do. So I I respect everything she said, and I think another thing is too, I think it's a missed opportunity for people when you decide that, for instance, because I see a lot of people, they go wanting to work for an owner operator. They want a 1099. I don't want to do this. I want to make more money. But what if all that owner operator has in their fleet is manuals? What are you gonna do then? Now you want to hurry up and try to learn how to drive a manual. I think again, people sell themselves short when they pick places that only have manuals, and then you got that limited endorsement on your license. So when, say for instance, you get the money, you have the money, you want to go get your own truck, and you only just want to get that automatic. It's financially that is not the way to go, because it's so much if that transmission goes down with you.
I think
That's a pain in the ass. Hmm.
I think here's my thought on it. My
Hmm.
thought is automatics is easy. I'm an automatic driver myself.
Okay.
I prefer automatic. You know,
Hmm.
you know, I drive both of them,
Hmm.
but I'm like this. If you paying money out
Hmm.
of your pocket,
Hmm.
go for the whole shebang. Don't sell yourself short
Absolutely.
because
Absolutely. Don't ever do that.
you paying for that. So
Hmm.
don't pay $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for a school only just to get your license. What do you call it? Restricted.
Restricted. Yeah, I think you
If you
need, when you go to school, you need to learn everything there is to learn,
exactly.
and really wanna learn it. That's another thing too that I see with a lot of people. I see a lot of complaining. Oh, okay, so why did you even choose this? This
Right.
this thing is, it's not gonna change for you. It's for you to get into it and evolve into this thing.
Exactly. And again,
Nope.
like
I'm sorry.
like I said, if you're gonna spend that kind of money, you might as
Hmm.
well go for the whole shebang. If you
Yeah.
don't, then just go to a company, go to a company school, go to Prime, go to Swift, go to CRST, go to CR England, because they're going to train you in automatics. Period.
Right.
That's all they fleet. But again, if you're an owner operator like my man Yachty right here, he says he owns 3 automatics and 2 manuals. All my drivers is making top money. So if you're gonna spend your money, your hard-earned, saved up, out on the street hustling money, then don't sell yourself short when you go to school. That's exactly what U.S. Express did to us when they came in there. Oh yeah, U.S. Express is the best thing since sliced bread. And I went to the truck stops and I did a survey on drivers, and they say that U.S. Express was this and that and the third, and I drunk the Kool-Aid. That's why I make these calls for you guys, because I drunk the Kool-Aid. Nobody. If I would have known what I know now, U.S. Express would not have been the first motherfucking company I went with. I'm just saying. I got another clip. I got another clip for you. Tamara. Hold on.
Okay, that's what you said about that other girl that claims she worked at the prison. Come to find, she a stripper.
Man, you know you got no filter, man. All right, listen to this right quick. Let me see if he's about to give his point on that too.
A lot of people who shouldn't be truckers to be truckers. That's what I believe. That's what I truly believe. A lot of people, I feel like this.
He gave his opinion.
If you can drive an automatic, you should be required to know how to drive a manual. Because these people get in automatics and they don't know what the fuck they doing. They don't. They're trying to drive it like a car, and you cannot do that. So, with all of that being said, I think that automatics allow anybody to be truckers.
What do you got to say about that comment, bro?
I agree 100%. If you drive, you know what? I heard that bit, and I was intending to comment on that bit. I did bypass. You know, sometimes I scroll through your stuff that I haven't heard, and I catch the punchlines like that. I was intending to get at you because you're an automatic driver, and I'm like, butthole clamped to the chair, like, who's she talking to?
She got at me, bro. She got at me.
Hey, listen, and tell her from me, I applaud her, because that's the truth. I'm not with these automatic dudes, man. Especially a grown ass man. You a grown ass man. You bragging about an automatic? Get your ass out. Matter of fact, get out the driver's lounge. Go sit in your truck.
What do you got to say about his comment?
He is hilarious, but I mean, again, I think, why come in and sell yourself short? Get it all. And if you end up going somewhere a little bit later on, or you get a little older, I mean, I don't know, or something happens and you just want to get in the automatic, do that. But you never know where you're going to end up at. And again, like I said, I mean, the owner Yachty said that he had a couple of automatics and a couple of manuals also. That's great. But think about some of the owners who have multiple trucks and they're all manuals, you know, and then they qualify to drive, like deliver the freight, but they're not qualified to drive the truck. And see, that's where the problem is going to come in at. So again, not to put anybody down, not to say that I'm better. It's a choice. And I think by you making a choice, you're not limiting yourself in that situation, you know, because your dream job might be a manual if it's a such thing as a dream job. I don't know.
So what you got into trucking 20 years ago. You're an OG in the game. What was the first company you started with, and what was your experience with it?
Stevens Transport.
Okay.
I picked Stevens Transport because, again, there were several people that came in there recruiting and stuff, and there was Snyder, U.S. Express, like I mentioned. There was Stevens Transport. There was U.S. Express. I mean, excuse me, not U.S. Express, but USA, and MS Carriers came in. Snyder I went to, but we all know why most of us can't go to Snyder. It doesn't have anything about you being a smoker, but you can be around smokers. So when they take that hair follicle, so I already knew about that. No one had to tell me, so I knew that was a no-no. But Stevens Transport, the thing that appealed to me about Stevens Transport, okay, well, it's not in Georgia. Let's, we want to be a trucker, so let's go be a trucker. And I don't know what Stevens Transport is now, but back then, what I loved was the structure. A lot of people are not good with structure, but I love the structure. I loved how when we got out there on the obstacle courses and stuff like that, how they had everything set up like they had us on schedule. And I love that, because the one thing I don't like is when I'm getting involved with something and there's not a schedule, there's not structure, and we all over the place. And that was the one thing that I liked about them. Like everything that they had us doing was at a certain time and stuff. So I like that.
All right, so Stevens Transport was your first go around. With that said, how long do you throughout the 20 years of your illustrious career, how long not now but back then, how long do you spend how long do you spend on the road at a time?
Again, I loved what I do, and I still love what I do. So back then, though, I used to stay out because I'm nobody's mother. I'm just an auntie. So there's nobody at the house waiting on me. So
no kids?
No, I don't have any kids. Not at all.
Wait, you don't have, your kids is grown, or you don't have
any? None. Zero. Zilch. None.
Hey, we're gonna have to touch on that for a second.
Well, okay, we can do what you want to do, but yeah, no kids. So I stayed out, and I worked, because again, that's what I like doing.
Okay, that was up. So no kids, like by choice or
by choice? Many ways. I mean, when you think about it, again, for what I was doing, to me and for me, not putting down any of the women. I want you to hear everything that I say, ladies, because I know how some women are. They'll come back and they'll be ready to bite your head off and kick your ass.
There you go. Go ahead. You got the flow.
Okay. And, they'll be ready to, to want to talk shit to you. But there's no need. But I just feel like for me, being a trucker wouldn't be stable in my life to try to be anybody's mother. And to be out here and you got a job that's going to send you cross country. Say, like back then, we didn't have all the regional and all that type of stuff. When you got in a truck, and you just went. And that's exactly what it was. So I knew for me that wasn't, I didn't think that was a good idea. And then another thing is that, once we start coming more into the 2000s and things like that, I don't know, the internet opened up more and people like to play a little bit more. Not that they didn't play back then, but they wanted to play a little bit more. So there weren't a lot of people saying, okay, well, let's get married. Let's do this. Let's do that. Because again, I'm from Atlanta. I'm a native. So I know where this city came from where it was when I was a little girl to now. So, instead of putting myself in situations, I just decided not to put myself in a situation because I didn't think that it would be fair. And plus, I come from I come from a two-parent home, so I would definitely want to give that to a child or to children. So it would be unfair to me, although you can't control other people. I just
Right.
thought for me it would be unfair to even do it. So, is it a regret now? Yeah, it's definitely a regret, but I am happy.
Okay. 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 So no kids in your life, but
Nope,
are you married? Are you what's your status right now?
I'm not married, but mm, I'm
There's a
kind
truck.
of.
There's a trucker boo. All right, there's a
Yeah,
trucker boo. There's a trucker.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
that's what's up. That's what's up.
yeah.
Let's tip on that for a second. So
Sure.
they say that it's hard to keep a relationship in trucking. Uh,
Hmm.
your trucker boo, he's a trucker as well.
Yes.
How do you maintain or manage a trucking relationship?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, it was hard. Two aggressive, ambitious people. It was hard. It's like two rams out in the field sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to learn how to balance that. Um, so that you have to learn how to balance that. You got to know how to balance the home life, uh, everything that goes to the truck, and the one thing that's still a learned thing, you got to turn that trucker off when it's time to come in the house. I remember an ex telling me that a long time ago. He said, I don't want trucker tea. I want you to, he said, leave trucker tea at the door. That's what he used to always say, because he used to say how aggressive I was. I was still kind of sort of aggressive. And that was one of those things that I really had to work on, because I am and can be very aggressive. So to turn that part off and woo-saw several times before you come in the house. Once you come in the house, then it's all good. So again, it's all about finding that balance, and definitely being on the same level, mentally more than anything, being on the same level, because you'll find yourself in some petty situations, because I've definitely dealt with that.
You said woosah when you had to do that, huh?
Woo-saw. That's why in every car that I have, I got to have a sunroof. So if it's at nighttime and I just parked that truck, I got to open up that sunroof. I don't care if it's 30, 34 degrees outside. I got to open up that sunroof. I got to turn the music on. There's something that I have to do, that I de-stress, when I'm getting out that truck. There's got to be something that you have to be able to do. And that's something for people at home need to understand too. If you got a trucker, whether it's a male or a female, sometimes that person has to come off the high of being in that truck, because you don't know how those weeks or that week has been. Just a couple of days can take some people over the top.
Right.
So when people have to find that place where they kind of have to come down and digress, if you would. It's just like when people are coming back out of the battlefield. That's why they go to Walter Reed and places like that, and they have to depress and do certain things, so they know that they're ready to go home, because again, the PSP, what is it, PTSD, that's prevalent.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. All
Hmm.
right. So Tamara.
Tamara, you gonna keep on? Why you keep putting a Y in there? Tamara. It's
Mm,
Tamara.
knock out. Knock out. Tamara. Not
Tamara.
You. No, you told me it wasn't Tamara.
It is Tamara. It is Tamara? Why we? Mm-mm.
What's
Tamara would be what, Tmyra
yeah?
or something like that. So stop
Okay.
it.
Tamara. Okay. What's going on, everybody? Make sure you guys hit that like button. If y'all have any questions, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. Tamara, are
Sir.
you company, lease, or owner op? What are you right
I'm
now?
on the op, leased on.
All right. So can you do me a favor and tell us a little bit about being an owner op and what made you decide to get into that side of trucking?
Well, for me, at first it was an uphill battle, and that battle started with me within. A lot of people, including myself, we start out with this hard ass head, thinking that we know it all, and that has hurt me tremendously. I'm using a Donald Trump word,
Mm.
but that has hurt me tremendously in the past, and I've done a lot of growing. Um, and I just found my place. My place for me was being leased on. Um, I don't want my own authority. I'm not interested in my own authority. For those who got it, do your thing. That's what's up. God bless. I don't want the headache of a lot of things that go on with that. I just found it just easier to be leased on, and for me it was taking time. See, again, I understand coming out, you think you're a little confident, but get your 2 years in and then come back and check yourself on that confidence, because as an owner operator, you're gonna go in some places that your ass has never seen as a company driver at all,
Mm.
period. And it's gonna hurt your feelings because you've been doing so well everywhere else. And I just heard on a podcast not too long ago about how this guy was explaining about how most drivers only know 10% of it, and he was saying that 10% was just being able to get down the road and and read directions on how to do their job, but the other percentage of it all, a lot of us don't have. So my thing is always just learn, and don't be so quick to get in it, because once you are a owner op or owner, whatever you want to call it, not a lease, because there's a difference, don't get mad, but the truth is what it is. When you're leasing, you still got somebody you can fall back on and say, hey, look, I got this problem, and they'll pick it up for you.
Okay.
And but when
Let them know the
you
difference. Let them
yeah.
let them know the difference, because a lot of people that gets into leasing like
Mhm.
quote unquote prime drivers that be like,
Mhm.
I'm an owner operator, but you leasing. Let them
Mhm.
know the difference between the two.
Well, right, and I will, and this is my thing. Prime, since you brought Prime up,
Oh boy.
um, Prime. No. I'm not gonna say anything bad about Prime, because I think for me, if you are a hustler, this is the thing. If you are a hustler, Prime is a great place to be. Go
Okay.
and run, pay that damn truck off in that amount of time, and it's yours. Or either however they do it with getting that check. But you got to realize Prime is still gonna run that truck. For those of you who don't know, Prime is running that truck. But once it's your truck, you can take it wherever you want to go. But when you're leasing, that's the thing. You have the company behind you. The company, they are going to be able to help you out and do the things that you need to do. If something breaks that you are unable to afford to pay for, they got your back. That's Prime, that's KLLM, that's Swift, and those companies. Again, it's nothing wrong with those leases if you can stay in them. Would I have done it? I think I would have done Prime some years ago, but I was too much into it. I had already been driving trucks that have gone over 70 miles an hour. So it was just a little too much for me to be going that slow. But I don't put down the program because I do see that the program has been very profitable for several people. So if you do have the opportunity to do it, stay in it and just keep your eye on the prize. But I think again, like for something like Prime, I think that's 100% for a hustler.
Now
Somebody who, I'm sorry, go on.
you know what I figured for leasing now, now that
Hmm.
I know a little bit more about it and everything,
Hmm.
uh, especially with all these blackout companies out here in Illinois and all like that that's offering 1099 and stuff like that.
Sure.
I just figure for companies like that and leasing in general is just to go in, get your money and go out. I don't think leasing is
and and that's what I did this time around. So you are absolutely right. I
okay.
look at Prime more or less because they got the freight. A lot of companies are just working off of the load boards and they don't have many customers. But the thing about Prime, they got the customers so they can continue to keep you going. I mean, I don't know what they do in that office, but I couldn't imagine them having to be on the load board because if they did, they probably wouldn't have as many trucks as they have. I'm sure they do some CH Robinson and some of the other people. I'm sure they do some of their loads, but I'm almost positive just about every customer that Prime has, there's not a third party in it. It's just probably Prime and them. And that's why for them, they're always moving. Every now and then in certain areas, I've heard a while ago, it's been maybe a couple of years ago, where they weren't hiring Prime drivers, say like in Florida and places like that. But Florida, for the most part, is even dead for some dry vans, all depending on who you're with and all that stuff. But I just say like for Prime, it's definitely probably going to take you in some areas you don't want to go in, but you're going to be able to pay that truck off quicker than you would probably be able to pay that truck off with, like you were saying, with some of the blackout companies that offer the 1099. And it's just all about getting the money. Now, getting to that, as a matter of fact, I worked for a company maybe 3.5 years ago that was out of Chicago, Illinois. And that's all I did with that truck. I made the money. I made the money and I put that money up because I
that's all
knew
you
what.
can do.
Mhm.
That's all you
Mhm.
can do with
Mhm.
companies. Uh,
Excuse me.
it's not the type of company to retire from. I
Oh,
mean, because
absolutely not. Mhm.
it's not. You're not getting no W-2.
Mhm.
You're not getting no SS Social Security. You're not getting
Oh
nothing.
heck no. Yeah.
You paying into all of that. So the only thing that you do with leasing, in my humble opinion, now, especially if it's not with a, say, like a Prime or Snyder or anything like that, get in, get your money, and get
And
out.
get out. Right.
D,
I agree with that.
D Nitty says companies will do anything to make sure you pay the trucks off so they don't have to. You agree
Well,
with that?
I mean, that's one thing, but you don't have to pay off anything if you go with what we just said. Again, get yourself a plan, have a game plan. If you're going to lease a truck, have a game plan. If you save Prime, KLLM, have a game plan. Run that truck for 2 years. Stay in it. Run that truck for 2 years, and the money that you've earned at those 2 years, whatever you're putting back, whatever that goal is going to be, then come the end of that year at the goal time. If you've got the money, give them back that damn truck and go and get your own. If that's what you're looking to do.
Mm.
But to sit there, I remember the games that Swift used to play with people. I came into Swift just as MS Carrier and Swift were finalizing their merger. And I have a really good friend who I want to say he paid off his truck in maybe 2005. And he broke down up in Decatur, Alabama. There's a Target distribution center up there. His turbo went out, I believe, and he had just paid the truck
Volvos
off.
have a Volvos have a they're notorious for doing that.
Well, actually, this was a Freightliner. This was a
Oh, this is
Freightliner.
great.
This was a Columbia, as a matter of fact.
Oh,
Um, and
wow.
I'll never forget how they treated him when it came to his money.
Mm,
He still had money in the in his maintenance account. He was one of those job drivers, and still to this day, very meticulous about the maintenance on the truck, and he always had money put back. So he was like, "Oh, okay. So now they want to play this game." So you have companies like Swift. Again, I don't know what Swift do now, but I know what Swift used to do. Swift used to play games with people once they started getting close to paying their trucks off. A lot of games. I remember being up in Memphis where this driver was very close. I think he just owed just a couple of more dollars. They wouldn't even let him out of the gate. They used to
mm.
play a lot of games. They said, write the check and we'll let you out of the gate. True story. And
Wow.
they would play with people and stuff. So I mean, if you love the company, you like the company, because some people are absolutely in love with the places that they're leasing these trucks with, and that's great. But okay, stay in it, but always have an exit plan too. Have an exit plan, because
Now,
just like people, these companies will show you they ass quick.
they, and a lot of, that's why I stopped promoting companies where I'm at currently.
Hmm. Hmm.
I put a past company on the map as far as getting them noticed and everything, and I got
Hmm.
paid well. But as soon as you do something wrong or
Hmm.
you start complaining,
Hmm.
then that company will show you their true colors.
Hmm.
You'll be like, you'll be like, man, I did this, I did that, I did this, I did that. That company show you their true colors. That company be like, yo, we don't give a fuck about you.
That part, right? Yep.
We don't give a fuck about you. We
Right.
appreciate what you did at the time, but
Hmm.
no, man, Tamara Evision Clarity got your
Hmm.
name. Tamara, not
Thank you.
Tamara. Laugh out loud. Yo, make sure you guys hit that like button and everything. Yo, we almost up out on this Denny, on our second Denny's date. Now again, you are a owner operator, right? Like
I
you
am.
you own you own the truck outright, or you still pay?
My my truck will be my truck December the 21st of 2021.
Oh,
Yes.
congratulations. That's
Yep.
what's up. That's what's up.
Hmm.
So, Tamara,
Hmm.
tell me in the community, um, what do when you brought your truck, you went in there, you slapped down the money like DMX, and you said, yo, I want this truck right here. Tell
Hmm.
me, after you got your truck and everything, tell
Hmm.
me what did you look for in a trucking company to lease on to?
Well, I already knew what I was gonna do ahead of time. Again, I like that independence. I don't like anybody standing over me. I cannot stand it. I don't need to be babysitted. So I definitely was looking for
Man,
something that I could be more independent. Um, the whole thing for me, having having a dispatcher, sometimes, I mean, you can have a great relationship with the dispatcher. At the previous company, I had a great relationship with my dispatcher, and when he would call me and he would say, look, he said, Tamara, the only reason I'm asking you to take this load, and I'll never forget this one particular load. He said, I know you don't want to go to the East Coast. He said, but I'm asking you. He said, because this is the only thing that can get you out of the house right now. Well, I understand back then at that time, even though the freight in Georgia is about as bipolar can get. I mean, freight can be crazy here sometimes. So sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. So again, this was a smaller company. And he said, okay, this load is going to Buffalo, New York. and if you don't leave now, if we don't get this load now, you may not be able to get a load until next Monday. It was already a Wednesday. So I said, okay, let's do it. But unless I have somebody that's got that I feel that has my best interest, for me, having a dispatcher is just not a good thing. So I'll say this too. If you're not good with that load board, if you haven't had the proper training, because a lot of people go to Landstar and then they just start talking crap because they don't know how to work the load board, and the load board can be a little tricky. And that's why you start networking, you start meeting people, and start talking to people, and people will take you along and they will teach you some stuff. And that's the thing that I had to learn. So um, for me, that was the better option. I know that if you still want to do the load board but still need a little bit of babysitting, Mercer can be something that's for you. You know, that can be a good fit. But again, for me, with Landstar, I like the independence of it all. I just preferred that. So, you know, if I don't say, for instance, if I don't want to leave here, nobody's gonna call me and ask me, why aren't you working? What's going on with you? Nothing like that. The only thing about them, after a couple of weeks, they'll start saying, we need to come and get that trailer. But other than that, I just always liked the independent part of it. That was good for me. And I know a lot of people like, oh, don't like Landstar, or Mercer's this, Mercer's that. There are a whole lot of these companies out here now. A whole lot of them that let you get on a load board and just do your thing now.
Yeah, they give you a lot of choices.
Mm-hmm.
Tamara, before we get
Mm-hmm.
on up out of here, do you have a YouTube, or do you have anywhere where you chronicling your journey, or being that you're an OG in the game 20 years, you don't rock with YouTube all like that?
LOL. No, I don't do the YouTube. YouTube is extremely commercial and ridiculous to me at the same time. Although YouTube have a lot of people on there that give out a lot of information, but then again, I'm not gonna even go into it. YouTube can be a joke sometimes. So it's just funny to me, people who haven't really been doing this shit for a long time and got a whole lot to say. But we live in America, so free speech, do your thing. But for me, no, it's just a Facebook page, and it's sister blogging on wheels. But sister really hasn't been blogging because I've been taking care of a whole lot of business over this last year. As a matter of fact, I just posted something not too long ago, but um, not to bite on my brother here, but I'm gonna be doing something a little bit different real soon, and I'll let you know what's gonna be going on with that. But I'm gonna do a different type of podcast, and I wanna get into it with talking to some of the sisters, because the sisters are very interesting to me, and I just want to ask questions. I kind of, what I like to say, scroll, not stroll, but I scroll Facebook sometimes, and it's some of the shit I see is like, how, when the hell do you all really have this much time to do some of the shit y'all be doing? So I'm really interested. I'm just keeping it real, because I'm like, oh, okay, when you got time to do that, or wow, you really out here doing it like that? Like, damn,
Oh
you.
man, well, I talk to a lot of unique individuals. I talk to a lot of
Yeah.
unique, there's, a lot of females that's in the
Mm-hmm.
game, that's doing other things in the game and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So, for sure. But if you definitely need a co-host, or you need need a hand or anything like that, you could definitely come on over here and hook up with me, and I'll get you together. My girl Tamara
I
Spivey,
appreciate it.
no doubt. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. I was
What's so funny?
You know, you're exactly right about this YouTube. This YouTube is very funny on all levels.
On all levels.
It's very funny on all levels.
and 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 and, and I don't have a specific anything or anybody, but I'm gonna say this, and I'm not gonna talk about the young lady because again, hey sis, do your thing, like for real. No hate over here, y'all, at all. No low self-esteem. I'm good. But I was at the Love's exit 40 off of I-20 a couple of weeks ago. I had to get a bearing fixed on my drive shaft. And I'm out there talking to the guys, and yes, we social distance and we had our mask on, but we were out there just holding a conversation and stuff. And dude was saying, he said, "You ought to be on YouTube." I said, "For what?" There's no need for me to be on YouTube. I said, because I'm not about to show ass and titties. I'm good. And he just started laughing. He was like, this one dude, he was like, well, yeah, because they be on there and that's what they be doing, and they doing this and then they doing that. I said, but what you learning? Well, I don't need to learn nothing because I'm a mechanic already. I said, exactly. I said, so you on there just to see the ass and titties, right? That's what you there for. And again,
we're
I
men.
ain't mad, and I'm not
We're
mad. Do y'all thing, but come
We're gonna
on.
look. We're gonna look. We're men. We're
I
gonna look.
know that you're gonna look, and that's cool.
Mm,
I'm gonna tell you something real funny, real quick. This
go
when I
ahead.
had to put my hazmat back on my license, and so I was looking just for different things to kind of be looking. And this maybe about 5 years ago, looking for something different. There's a chick on YouTube, a Korean chick. I want to say she's probably Korean. She walking around with her skinny ass with a two-piece on, walking around the damn pool with hazmat flashcards and shit. And I said, well, look at this bullshit here. So I'm not about that because I think like this. I think what men is this. You guys are definitely very visual, and you see women. Sometimes when the women don't even see you, you see us.
Mm,
So I don't feel like that's what I need to do to get you to look at me. And it's a lot of people out here, and it's all about attention, like for real. But I'm curious about it. Like it's very curious to me because again, no low self esteem. I'm good. It's always somebody out here for somebody. Somebody gonna want to fuck around with you. So it doesn't take much to get that. So it's not about that, but just some of the women, they have me very curious about a lot of the things that they do. I saw a post this morning where somebody's somebody said something to a lady about something she had on in the bathroom at a truck stop or something, and the lady, she took a picture of what she had on to get confirmation from other females or whatnot. But at the end of the day, like, if you even needed that confirmation, maybe you needed to kind of sort of check yourself first. Maybe what you had on was what you didn't need to have on. I'm all about being comfortable. But again, this is a job, and it's a professional job at that. And again, the men see us. They see us even if they don't say nothing to us. They see us. And hey, the women see you too. So I don't know, for whatever reason some of us do the things that we do other than just to do it. And I'm not putting you down, but I mean, say what you want to say, that's fine. But it's just those are some of the things that just have me very curious about people. So when you're doing your YouTube and you're trying to talk to people about stuff, like, I don't know. For me, I prefer people to take me as seriously as they possibly can, but
that,
clothes on, clothes off. Take me seriously. So
that's that's what's up, Tamara. Thank you very much for coming on to the show tonight. I really do appreciate it.
no problem.
As always, if you ever want to come back on, you know what to do. You can knock on the door, and I'm right here.
I
And
appreciate you.
if you want me to come on your show whenever you decide to get it up and running, let me know, and I will be right there at the front door.
We will, but I'm gonna say this in order to do that now. But I'm not gonna say you got to be at home. But It's going to be a very comfortable. It's going to be a very comfortable environment, and
I'm good with
I
that.
I want people to open up because some subjects are going to be a little not trucky.
Okay, that's what's up.
I definitely want to go there because another thing that I noticed that there's because the change in the industry, I know a lot of the women from the entertainment industry have crossed over into trucking. I'm just saying.
Yeah. There's a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah.
My man Teddy the trucker says she's telling the truth. A real person knows. That's what's up, my brother. That's what's up. All right, Tamara. Well, what I'm going to do is go ahead and end the show. Hang tight, hang back for a little bit, and I'll come back and holler at you. Hold on.
All
right, everybody. That's it for today. September. God damn it, man. February 10th, and today's Wednesday. We almost done with this week. This week can't come fast enough. I'm just saying. I guess it can't come fast enough for me because I got that good paycheck coming. I got 2 paychecks coming. I got one from the government and one from the company. That is what's up. I appreciate both of them, so I'll be happy when I get that. You guys take it easy. I really do appreciate you guys showing up. Thank you. If you like content like this and more, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that bell and that all button. You know what I'm saying? You can always catch me on you can always catch me in my girl Shape World. She always comes up with crazy topics at all hours of the night. So definitely go over there and check out the late night show that I jumped in on her. Y'all see what the topic is over there. Vision, clarity. Oh yeah, interesting. Oh yeah, for sure. Thank you. Come on over here and subscribe to YouTube. That's what's up. I'll give you a hand clap for that. Thank you very much, Vision. And if you want to come on the show, definitely hop into Gmail. That's Lockoutmen Podcast. Lockoutmen Podcast guest GUEST at gmail.com. And for everybody else that showed up, don't forget to hit that like button. And again, I will come back at you guys with another one tomorrow. Stay tuned. I appreciate you. One love. Peace, everybody.
Cause baby, once I'm gone, I ain't coming back. You gon' have to settle with another man. But when you realize, don't be running back. Ain't no sunshine when I'm gone.
Wait, hold on. Wait. What do you mean you have already? You have already? Oh man, you gotta let me know. You gotta hit me up. Hit me up. Let me know. All right. Now I'm gone. Later.
Cause baby, once I'm gone, I ain't coming back. You gon' have to settle with another man. But when you realize, don't be running back. Ain't no sunshine when I'm gone.